Hi everyone, welcome to our Aquarius Full Moon Magic concert. I'm excited about tonight's concert because there's lots of songs that I haven't played in ages, and I wanted to be taking that risk, that Aquarius breaking through boundaries kind of vibe. So let's see how it goes, hey? This concert feels so different than last month's, which was all about that Capricorn groundedness and sinking deep into the earth. And it's almost as though those roots have been sent right down into Mother Earth, allowing us to travel right up into the cosmic realms. It's lovely, that change each moon. I'm sure you're feeling it by now, that each moon really does have a very, very particular texture. And regardless of which hemisphere, it speaks to both seasons. This kind of high summer here in the northern hemisphere and deep winter in the southern hemisphere. But we'll talk more about seasonal stuff, and I'll sing some songs around that soon. But for now, I'm just going to get myself into the zone. I've got some beautiful lavender oil burning at the moment, and I've got amethyst here on the altar. Really kind of create a sense of peace and gentleness. Let's take our awareness to the right here, into the right now. Bring ourselves into our bodies, fully present in this manifest realm. Conscious of the space that we inhabit, of where we are on earth. Of what's below us, of what's above us, of the lands to the north of us, to the south, feeling that polarity, that pull. The lands to the east, the lands to the west, and feel how all those 6 directions, above, below, north, south, east, west, join right here at our heart chakras, at our place of center. So we'll breathe into that for a moment. I thought I might use this little singing bowl with the Aquarian air energy, which is so aligned to music. Connecting in with our Lady Moon, opposite that glorious Leo sun. I welcome the energies of air into this circle. This Aquarius full moon, I welcome the energies of expansion and freedom, of breaking through barriers, and of recognizing the interconnectedness of all. Air, you're welcome in our circle. Blessed be. I welcome the energies of fire into this circle. I welcome your bright flame, your joy, the glorious sun, starlight and wonder, enthusiasm and creativity. I welcome the sacred hearth and hestia of that hearth. Fire, you're welcome in our circle. Blessed be. Energies of water, I welcome your flow, your grace, your gentleness, and your strength. I welcome the blood coursing through our veins. I welcome the lunar tides of ocean, river, rain. I welcome love, compassion, and empathy. Water, you're welcome in our circle. Blessed be. Energies of earth, grounded, strong. We are earth, energies of our bodies, of this beautiful planet, of crystals and rocks, of sacred food, of harvest, of seed, of mountain, of forest, of desert. Earth, earth, earth. Blessed earth, you're welcome in our circle. Blessed be. And I welcome the energies of spirit, the energies of the goddess that holds the lunar energy. And I welcome the energies of Uranus, the epic sky, ancient and unknowable. Spirit in all your many forms. You're welcome in our circle. Blessed be. By earth and air and fire and water and by the power of spirit, this circle is cast and outside of time. This circle is cast and outside of space. Blessed be. It's just after sunset here on Wednesday night in Santa Fe, and you might hear some traffic going past because I'm recording it in the house this time rather than my studio, and going past on the street that we live on, Agua Fria, which means cold water. I like that. And it's warm, still hot, summery here. Though I'm just starting to get a hint of autumn. On my hike this morning, I was up the mountain nice and early, and I could feel like a sense of crispness in the air. Oh, and as I was walking along my path, just as I entered the hike off the road, and I'd only been walking a few minutes, a red-tailed hawk flew out of a tree directly in front of me. I thought, wow, that's a beautiful energy for the Aquarius full moon, just embracing that air. Anyway, now I'm going to try a song that I haven't sung in a while. I thought Aquarius is all about this energy of freedom and breaking through boundaries and barriers. And if you've read the full moon booklet, I talk about how last month we had Capricorn ruled by Saturn, which was the known furthest planet of the solar system for, wow, a long time. And it was only in the 1700s, during the Age of Enlightenment, that the planet Uranus was discovered and then assigned to Aquarius. So there's this sense of, wow, new discoveries, breaking through, rule breaking, the rebel. It's a very, very exciting and energized sign, and it's fixed air. And you know, how does that work? Air being fixed. There's the three ways that the energies can operate: cardinal, beginnings, mutable, the endings, and fixed, the middle. And so Aquarius as fixed air, I think it's about really refining and defining our concepts and ideologies and what we stand for and our belief systems, and standing up for the rights of others, and recognizing, it's very much the recognizing the connectedness of all humanity. It's a very human-centered sign. So anyway, I'll sing this song. This is called The Echoing Sky. I tried to think of as many sky songs as I could, because the ruling planet, as I said, of Aquarius is Uranus, and of course, Uranus is named after the Greek god of the sky, Uranos, and literally the sky. So there's Gaia as the earth and Uranos as the sky come together and create, existence. So this epic primal energy here. Uranos, it doesn't really have a very human personality. That really comes a couple of generations afterwards. Gaia and Uranos are primal energies. So we kind of had that with that Capricorn Gaia energy holding that primal earth energy, and now the sky comes in as Uranos, limitless possibility. And it's exciting. Anyway, I'll sing this song, see how I go. It's called The Echoing Sky.
My life is so like a dream. Some days I feel I can fly, then like a dream it's over. Circular thoughts strangle me, tying my mind to the ground, when I could fly the echoing sky. My life is so like a dream, walking the line in between the worlds. It seems I'm falling somewhere beyond what I know. Images swim through my mind, where I can find the echoing sky.
So that's all about feeling anchored and just wanting to expand. And I guess this next song is also about feeling that sense of restriction and that yearning for freedom. It's the last song was on Guided by Venus. I actually wrote it years and years before it turned up on Guided by Venus, which came out in 2010. It must have been 5 years before that I wrote it, and just it wasn't quite the right album for it. So it was very special for it to find its place. Anyway, Strange Little Soul Bird, that is from the Lotus Eaters. And the Lotus Eaters was written through a very tumultuous time in my life. Lots of chaotic relationships and breakups and get-togethers, and it was crazy, man. So I wrote this song when I was very confused. My heart was confused which way to go, and I'd gone away camping down the Otway Ranges in southern Victoria along the Great Ocean Road, a very famous stretch of road, kind of like Big Sur in California, where forest meets the crashing ocean, very dramatic and beautiful. And I'd gone camping down that way in winter to find an answer, to connect in with myself and with my gods. And get clarity. So this is as far as I got. I wrote horses during that very same trip too. Okay.
Visions that I've seen, voices that I've heard. Love has brought me to this shore, strange little soul bird, strong as an eagle, frail as a sparrow. How can love be made to walk a path that is narrow? Choices tear me apart. Find the nail that's driving deep into my heart. Whispering secrets, finding the right words. Let me open to your song, strange little soul bird. Deep in the wild woods, strong flows the river. Sweet the solitary nights, these soul birds deliver. Freedom calls like the sky. What will live and what within me's doomed to die? Oh, 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 strong as an eagle, frail as a sparrow. How can love be made to walk a path that is narrow? Choices tear me apart. May the soul bird come and liberate my heart. Choices tear me apart. May the soul bird come and liberate my heart.
So any of you that may be experiencing confusion of that kind, I wish you great clarity, and I wish that I had the clarity that I have now back then, the clarity to just follow the truth of my heart. I think Aquarius really holds us to account in that way, holds us to really tap into the strength of our integrity of our beliefs and stand by them. But I'm glad that I've grown over these last almost 20 years, and I don't think I'd be in that kind of dilemma now. I think I'd know with much more clarity what I needed to do. Anyway, that's called learning. Okay, alright, here's a song that I haven't done in quite a while. Alright. So, this song is called Prometheus. When I say quite a while, I mean like a decade. And Prometheus is a Greek god, or Greek titan, a hero, maybe you can consider him a god. He's really strongly aligned, I think, with the Aquarian energy, because he's very much a rebel. He broke the rules. He went against what was allowed, purely because he needed to follow the strength of his own beliefs, and he needed to follow through with action. And the story basically goes like this. Prometheus is credited with creating humankind out of the clay of the earth. But these early humans were kind of dullards. They didn't have the spark of fire, because fire was completely the domain of of Zeus, of the Olympians. Only the gods had fire. But Prometheus felt a great compassion for humankind. He's very, very strongly aligned with identifying with humans and sympathizing with humans. And he's a very, very early god. So I think he's only about the second generation of gods that took on a human form in Greek myth. So he has this strong connection with humanity. And he felt a great sense of pity. He knew the potential of humankind, but he knew that we needed this creative fire. So he actually snuck up to Olympus, and he took a fennel stalk. And fennel, which used to grow, well, still does grow prolifically in Melbourne. It's a Mediterranean plant that beautiful to eat, smells like aniseed, fabulous plant. And the inside, if you've looked at the stalk of fennel, the inside is this pithy kind of white, spongy stuff, almost looks like styrofoam. Well, anyway, this is fire retardant. So he hollowed out a fennel stalk, and he took this up to Olympus, and he stole some of the sacred coals from this realm of the gods. And he patched up each end of the fennel stalk, and he took it back to Earth and gave it to humankind, so that we could be enlightened, essentially, with creativity, with awareness, with consciousness. But because he went against the wishes of Zeus, who at this stage was the supreme god, Zeus had him punished very horribly, and Prometheus was immortal. And so Zeus had him chained to a rock, and every day an eagle, which is Zeus's totemic bird, I'll come back to that in a minute, an eagle would fly out across the ocean to this cliff where Prometheus was chained, and the eagle would peck out Prometheus's liver, and overnight the liver, which is a regenerative organ, would grow back. Overnight the liver would grow back, and the whole thing would happen for days and years and millennia, over and over and over and over again. But Prometheus, I don't want to get too complex with this myth, but essentially he had a piece of knowledge that Zeus was demanding of him, that he knew what could bring Zeus down, and he held on to this and suffered great torture, held on to the strength of his beliefs in order to allow humankind to have this sacred fire. So this song makes me think of all those people, political prisoners and brave people who over the years and still now have endured such terrible horrors because of their beliefs. And at this Aquarius full moon, I really ask us to enter into our hearts and send great love to all those who are suffering and who are imprisoned or restricted because of their beliefs, because they're holding on to the integrity of their beliefs. So anyway, I'll sing this song to all of those and to us too, whenever we're felt bound. But it's an incredible myth. I encourage you to read up on it. All right, here we go.
Again, tear me with talons and slap me with feathers. Once I could depend on death, my friend. So you've come again. Time becomes reckoned on wings that are beating, and the day begins screaming. I am still here 1,000 years. I am still here 1,000 deaths. I am still here. So hear me cry, feed on me, feed on me, feed on me. memory I recall the crime, the clay, the fireman I made divine, curses mortality, yearning eternal, but immortal I'm screaming. I am still here 1,000 years. I am still here 1,000 deaths. I am still here, so hear me cry, feed on me, feed on me, feed on me. But promise me I'll die. Promise me I'll die. Promise me I'll die. For the last time. So you've come again, flight of the eagle that rises totemic too. I fear the pain or the weakness. So you've come again, now that my nightmares patched me together. I die again, screaming. I am still here 1,000 deaths. I am still here 1,000 years. I am still here, so hear me cry, feed on me, feed on me, feed on me. I'm going to quickly run through the kitchen, around the hall, and check if this iPhone is still recording properly. Hold on one sec. Yep, looks good. So I'm wearing blue to represent the epic sky. If I had many, many colours of clothes, I would have worn that. I put a very colourful backdrop up though, because I kind of feel like Aquarius is the rainbow, you know? It's this acceptance of all colours, all creeds. It's, yeah, it's joyous. But I have hardly any coloured clothes. I have a green dress and this blue slip, and everything else is pretty much black. So this is the best I could do. Okay, so this next song all right, another challenge. This one is called The Earth is Still Part of the Sky. And I wrote this when I was going out with a very nice guy called Alex, and he is an Aquarius, and he has has a very cosmic understanding of the universe and really expanded my awareness out into the great cosmos. Reminded me of that epic swirling universe. We're going back many, many years. You know, well, I've been with Tim. Do you know we're going to be out coming up for our 8-year wedding anniversaries? We've been together even longer than that. But anyway, you know, and I was offering that more grounded, embodied kind of watery, earthy energy. Sometimes we'd clash over these philosophies, but it's always good to be challenged by someone else's vision. So I wrote this song. It was actually one of those breakup songs. I wrote this when we were breaking up. But the good news is we're still friends. And in fact, Alex is going to play his violinist, a very fine violinist, and now living in England. And he's going to come down to the gig that I'm doing with Rachel and Tim at Rachel's farmhouse in Devon. It's on October the, 17th, 18th, 19th, October 19th, Saturday, October 19th, in a barn on Rachel's incredible farm in Devon, where she grew up, in the Saxon cottage, all thatched and English country gardenish and all that. And it's going to be a jam, and it's going to be great. So Alex is going to come and jam, and our friend Fingal. It's going to be awesome. But anyway, so I send this out with this awareness of being open to others' interpretations. Oh, look, here's my pussycat. Hi, pussycat. Hello, darling. Hi. I'm going to come and say hi to everyone. This is the best cat in the world. This is Oliver. Now, he's a free one. Wouldn't surprise me if he's an Aquarius too, because he insists on going wherever he wants and living with whoever he wants. And so he's chosen us, much to the disappointment, I think, of his actual owner. But anyway, no one can own anything, really. Here we go. I think I'm stalling because I haven't done this in such a long time. Let's see if I remember it. It's a tricky one. You get the nice percussive sounds of Oliver eating his cat food during this one. Okay. Call down a ray of light into my crying heart. My love, angels are calling us. Somehow I feel it's much too soon to part. Lay down your sword. My heart is open. A tender word from lover to lover needs to be spoken. indeed still part of the sky. I guess my thing was that I was so geocentric, you know, because I'm just so passionately in love with Mother Earth. And so it's always great to get a different perspective that reminds us that there's limitless possibility out there. There's the stuff we know that we can say, oh, there's a galaxy and there's a distant black hole and all that. And then there's all this other stuff that we don't know. There's parallel universes and quantum leaps and all this kind of stuff. Who knows? It's exciting and it's so important. I'm calling down this Aquarius moon and bathing myself in her light. My plan is to get up early in the morning and to see her rise from the mountaintop. No, set from the mountaintop early in the morning, because it coincides, the exact time of the full moon coincides pretty much exactly with sunrise here. Exciting. But anyway, expansion, breaking through our, our perception of what reality is and saying, you know what, there's a whole new possibility. There's a dark side to Aquarius, and it's that fixed air, and it's religious fundamentalism. It's saying, this is what there is, I know it, here's the boundary of it, I know it's true, what you do is wrong, what I do is right, etc. And we know how that all works out, it's horrible. So the lesson with Aquarius is to be able to hold strong to our own convictions and be true to our convictions, but also allow space for other people's beliefs, because Oliver's gone frisky in the hallway. I can hear him running around chasing some, rubber band or something. Anyway, let's do a couple of songs about the season. And puss, puss, puss. Oh, here you are, darling. Let me give him a treat, because this next song is called The Harvest, and it's about bounty for all. Push, push. Here you go, darling. Push, 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 push. There we go, sweetie. The Harvest. So this is track 1 on Persephone, and it is indeed harvest time in the Northern Hemisphere. The first of 3 harvests, and I believe that the time of the full moon is a great time to celebrate the cross quarter days. The solstices and equinoxes happen at a very exact moment of time, but the cross quarter days are a bit more fluid. We could say, oh, the Lammas Imbolc polarity is around August 2nd or February 2nd, depending on hemisphere. But when we're working with the full moon, we've got the Aquarius moon, and which to me holds that new beginning kind of aspect of the airy aspect of Imbolc. Imbolc's also fiery and feisty. And then the Lammas energy of the Leo sun. So Aquarius opposite Leo, and the full moon holds that's the full moon is always the point of opposites. And opposites create understanding. We realise that the thing that we thought was so different actually has a thread of connection. And as I wrote in the booklet, and I think I sent some of this out in that little piece I wrote about Lammas and Imbolc, about the seed being the connecting thing. The very same seed that is harvested at Lammas is beginning to sprout at Imbolc. You're so cute, Oliver. He wasn't so cute when he knocked a full glass of water off my bedside table. Luckily my computer wasn't there. He's into that, how cats do that. What was that thing? I saw something on the internet the other day that was like, how do we know the world's not flat? Because if it was, cats would have knocked everything off the edge of it. Pussy, cat. You wanna come up here, pussy cat? All right, harvest. Singing in the voice of the goddess of the harvest herself, Demeter, the goddess of the grain. So we honour the sacred time of harvest.
Sorry, I'm distracted by that Oliver. He's just so cute. He's playing over there. You can probably hear his little bell. Ripe grain, rise golden, sun on my body, golden hair, resplendent, the bounty I share. Sweet bloom, bright meadow, dances my daughter, never a care, forever, with flowers in her hair. A field of poppies and of wheat, my feet all dressed in scarlet petals kiss the land. My hands with sheaves of barley and of corn adorn the earth in beauty wondrous to behold, and gold the harvest. So this time last year, the Aquarius full moon, I was singing this on a rooftop in Athens, and if you remember, it was an eclipse for the full lunar eclipse for the Aquarius full moon last year, and I think it's on one of my Facebook pages or something. There's a photo of me with the Acropolis behind, and it was just such an absolutely magnificent experience. And my very, very dear friend Callie, who sings features on the chorus on Persephone and lives in Athens, so she came along and sang, and we sang together. Oh, golden grain, oh, golden mother, generous your rain, generous your fields of corn, here at your feet we lay abundant fruit and golden wheat, and scent your hair with oil sweet. So now I'm going to travel down to the southern hemisphere and connect in. I've been seeing pictures on Facebook of people posting pictures of snow in Victoria, which is just incredible, not far from Melbourne. So I imagine it must be bloody cold there at the moment. So I'll send you some warmth. So we're going to jump to track 24 of Persephone. So the first track and now the final track. And this is where Persephone, it's called The Ascent, and it's where Persephone she's queen of the underworld now. She's gone through her process of transformation from being the flower maiden at the beginning of the album, the beginning of the myth. She's gone through her initiatory descent, and she's taken the throne and gained her power and her wisdom, and she's queen of the underworld. But by Zeus's decree, she must return to surface. She's to spend 6 months on the upper world and 6 months below, one seed below for each pomegranate seed that she's eaten. And this is what's been decided. This is how the world will keep turning. This is how the seasons will keep turning. And a couple of songs before this, we have Demeter's song, All As It Must Be, which is her
I guess, statement of acceptance, reluctant acceptance of this arrangement while she'll lose her daughter for half the year. But equally, now I enter into the consciousness of Persephone and imagine what it would be like to be called back up to surface and for the whole cycle to begin again, because birth is difficult. Pushing ourselves, it takes great courage and tenacity. That's that fixed air of Aquarius, that tenacity just to keep going and to break through the things that we thought held us and to break through our limitations so that we can grow. And that's that Imbolc energy too, that seed pushing through, that chick pecking through the egg, that cicada breaking out of the shell, the butterfly moving, transforming. It's that point of birth, and it's challenging and it's demanding, and it's the choice of life to break through and not be held, not be limited, you know. Okay, the ascent. And so this winter, that other sea as sorrow will soon be over, and I will mourn the shadow and lose the darkness that held me soft within his arms, and leave my lover. Under the surface, I am as radiant as light. There is a beauty that's hidden deep within the night, and I have found it. But I am called away and don't want to leave it. I don't want to leave it. Once I was maiden, and I will maiden be again, though the springtime will see me dancing with the flowers. When I'm dancing, no other care will weigh my heart. I am resisting. Oh, blessed darkness, oh, blessed sanctuary of bone, where I have hidden, where I have come to be alone. Oh, blessed darkness, I am at one with you, and I must leave you. No, I must leave you. 6 for the darkness and 6 for the light. 6 for the darkness and 6 for the light. 6 for the darkness and 6 for the light. 6 for the darkness and 6 for the light. So those of you in the southern hemisphere, I wish you a very blessed Imbolc and a reminder that the wheel is turning, and before you know it, spring will be here. And it's only 6 weeks or so to the equinox, when day and night are equal. I've been noticing the days getting shorter here, and I'm sure in the southern hemisphere you're noticing them get a bit longer. So we're coming back into a place of balance. It's exciting. All right, this is the finishing up song, and this really is, so the Aquarius thing, taking a risk, being a rebel, So this is a song I have never performed before in my life. Also, I wanted to say that I've got this peace lily here because, well, she lives here, but Aquarius is very much to do with peace, finding peace, and finding peace in our own hearts. And that's that whole thing, peace, man, age of Aquarius. It's, how do we gain peace? Well, for one thing, we accept the different beliefs of others. We accept the differences in others. And rather than creating that boundary and that barrier of the them and us, we say, you know what? We're all one. We're all brothers and sisters. And, so that's what this energy of this full moon does. See where we can expand our hearts and remember the great humanity that connects us all, that we all love, that regardless of even people who have very conflicting ideologies to our own, we share the same human traits. We all love, we all long for happiness, we all go through moments of fear, moments of regret. We have longings and we have desires, we have hopes for our futures, and all of those things might be very different for each individual person. Of course they are, but we're united by this one central thing that is humanness, that we're all part of this great amazing cosmos and journeying together. So at this time, see if you can find it in your heart to send love to someone who you disagree with. And there's plenty of people I disagree with here in the United States of America, that's for sure. But even so, I don't want to close my heart to those people. Everyone deserves love, and really love can heal and overcome those differences if we can recognize that we share that same humanity. Now, Aquarius is also about expanding our minds. And, I need a chord chart and lyrics for this one. Expanding our minds, where I can see them, la-di-da-da-da. And we can expand our minds in lots of different ways. But one of the ways that we can expand our minds, obviously through ritual, through meditation, through artistic expression, and definitely there are certain substances that can help us expand our minds, and that age of Aquarius of course brought in the journeying with hallucinogens as a cosmic expansive experience. So I'm going to sing this song now by John Lennon called Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Wish me luck. I've never done it before. This is me being brave. This is me in Aquarius full moon mode. All right. Picture yourself in a boat on a river with tangerine trees and marmalade skies. Somebody calls you, you answer quite slowly. The girl with the kaleidoscope eyes. Cellophane flowers of yellow and green towering over your head. Look for the girl with the sun in her eyes and she's gone. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Oh, follow her down to a bridge by a fountain where rocking horse people eat marshmallow pies. Everyone smiles as you drift past the flowers that grow so incredibly high. Newspaper taxis appear on the shore, waiting to take you away. Climb your back with your head in the clouds and you're gone. Listen, the sky of diamonds. Listen, the sky of diamonds. Listen, the sky of diamonds. Oh, picture yourself in a train at the station with plasticine porters with looking glass ties. Suddenly someone is there at the turnstile, the girl with kaleidoscope eyes. Listen, the sky with diamonds. Listen, the sky with diamonds. Listen, the sky with diamonds. Oh, listen, the sky with diamonds. Listen, the sky with diamonds. Listen, the sky with diamonds. Oh, listen, the sky with diamonds. Listen, the sky with diamonds. Listen, the sky with diamonds. Oh. Well, I can't tell you how much fun that was. A lot. All right. Well, once again, my deepest thanks and gratitude for being that group of people who truly put your money where your heart is. Thank you to every single one of my wonderful patrons. Yes, I'm really enjoying this journey. So let's breathe into that awareness that each and every one of us is connecting in with this same moon, that she's holding us together. And even though we're going to be experiencing this concert, this ritual at different times, it's all under that glow of this beautiful moon. The full moon period really lasts for a few days, so we're in it together, and I'm thrilled to be in it together with you fine folks. So let's open our circle. Maybe I'll use this again. How do you like those gorgeous lilies I got today? They smell beautiful too. Thank you, energies of the earth, of groundedness and centeredness, at this time of the sacred seed, of the harvest, of the awakening, earth of plenty and prosperity. May your wealth and bounty be shared equally through all humanity. Earth, thank you, hail and farewell. Thank you, energies of water, of flow. May our hearts on this Aquarius full moon be filled with the awareness of the shared love of all. Water, thank you, hail and farewell. Thank you, energies of fire, of the bright light, of the golden sun. of the sparkling stars, of the sacred heart, of the single candle. Fire, thank you, hail and farewell. And thank you, energies of air, of freedom and laughter and play, of the truth of our words and the strength to stand by them. Energy of butterfly, of fairy, of bird, of eagle, of sparrow, of red-tailed hawk. Air, thank you, hail and farewell. And thank you, energies of spirit, of above, of below, of within, of without, spirit of 1,000 names and spirit nameless, spirit who is me, spirit who is you, spirit who is goddess, spirit who is God, and spirit who is everything in between and beyond that binary distinction. Spirit who is sun, spirit who is moon, spirit who is earth, spirit who is cosmos, spirit who is that cute cat who hung out with us earlier on. Ah, spirit who is life, spirit who is magic, thank you. By earth and air and fire and water and by the power of spirit, this circle is open but remains unbroken. Merry meet and merry part and merry meet again. Blessed be.